Hello everyone, Desert Gold here. This is my gun case survival kit follow-up, if you want to call it that. Got my MASH, I don't know if you can see it, 4077 survival, actually MASH shirt on. It's kind of appropriate for me today, not to belabor you with any kind of personal issues. My daughter was taken into ICU last night, and you get to thinking about how short life is, or how quick things can befall you. It really pays to be prepared, and we do the best we can. And there's a lot of videos out there on bug out bags and survival kits and this and that, but fortunately, while my wife's standing guard at the hospital right now, I thought I'd get this out real quick. Looks like she's going to be moved out of ICU, so I'm kind of feeling a little rejuvenated on that issue. This was a video I did a little while ago on a Taurus PT1911 gun case, and I turned it into a solar charging station. I've since reworked it and updated it, and we'll get to that in just a second. Before I do that, I wanted to kind of briefly touch on some other things that I have either briefly shown in previous videos or have not shown, and we'll address shortly in this video. Starting off with you've seen this a couple of times before, outdoor survival. We've got the solar panel or charging device on the outside, built-in compass on the lid of the container. This is a watertight, or I hesitate to say waterproof. Let's say water resistant. You guys accept that? Alright. So, as I said earlier, I moved the solar panel out and opened up room in the inside to add solar blanket. Doubled the battery bank, twice the power. Got your survival kit. And if you want to see what's in this kit, refer to the previous video on this. I don't want to bore anybody with going over it again. The solar panel ties in right here. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You don't need to see me. Maybe you can see better what's going on if I zoom in a little bit. Alright, so the solar panel comes through the lid and goes to the charging panel. There's charge controller right there. On the side of the box, I've got the ports for USB charging, so you can charge your USB devices. I've also got a light indicator, indicates when the power is on. Also, it's tied into the solar panel so that if you just set this in the sun, it'll light up when it's charging. That's that. Wanted to get down a little smaller. Came up with one of these waterproof I'm going to have to annotate it in the video because my mind is somewhere else right now, and I hope you will abide by giving me that leeway. Anyway, it is waterproof. There's a 6 volt solar panel mounted to the top. You have the USB and 12 volt charging ports on the front. Again, I mounted a power light on it so that you could see when it is charging. Again, it is tied into the solar panel. It will let you know when it is charging. Inside this one, and as you can see, I'm trying to move down, so in size and convenience, quite a bit smaller. Right. Now you can get smaller without sacrificing too much, but obviously you're going to have to sacrifice some things. Inside, I put survival kit. This is by Venture Medica. Not a bad kit. It's got a lot of things in it that will be useful in your survival situation. You've got your fire starting material, compass, thread, line, cordage if you want to call it, safety whistle, flint lighter, fishing kit, and duct tape. Not a bad little deal. Convenient. It'll get you by. I also added one of those little wire saws for cutting wood, timber for fire starting material. Got your battery pack mounted to the lid. Well, since I've looked at this, 3.7 volts. 3 amp hour battery. It'll charge your iPhone at least from dead all the way to fully charged. This one here is I called it Brutus or something, I forget, in my original videos. This is more of a home station. You know, when your lights go out, this is still portable. I'll bring this over and view. How about that? That would help. It is much more involved as far as being ultralight or, you know, backpackable, but it is still transportable. You've got a battery bank here that is over half a kilowatt, 750 watt inverter, an MPPT. I'm going to back this out just a little bit because see. There's your MPPT charge controller. This one is from China, and you can do a search on YouTube. This one has some very good reviews. It is truly an MPPT, lower priced charge controller that will work very well in a situation like this. Got your cables to hook up the solar panel, and you've got your 12 volt input if you want to charge that way, or charge a 12 volt device that way. So definitely a bigger, less maneuverable device, and in that category I bring back the other survival kit that I really kind of am proud of. This one was the survival first aid kit and solar charger. And if you recall from a previous video, I had the battery bank right there. You got your first aid kit right there. You got 3 days worth of food and water also packed into this. Put a small SOL survival kit in it. The charge controller is mounted to the bottom of the upper tray. It's plugged into the top there to charge through solar panel or exterior charging device. When you first saw this, I had, I don't have it out here right now, but I had a 100-watt inverter that plugged into the device and sat outside the case, and I felt that was kind of awkward. So I moved the inverter to inside the case. This is a different one. It's a 250-watt inverter, and power switches on the side, so you can just turn everything on. And there your inverter is powering up. Indicator light saying that everything's good to go. This will provide quite a bit of power and sustenance for at least 72 hours to get you going. And also, bump into something in the night, you can bandage it up. Not bad deal. Alright, so that's that. Like I said, I'm rushing through this because I don't want to belabor you guys or bore you guys. Finally, I get to the subject of this video, the Taurus that you saw originally. Now, what led me to update this was I had a battery bank failure. If you look in the original video, the battery bank was laid out in a flat configuration, and the people that I bought that from on eBay had less than great quality control, so within a few weeks of making that video, the battery bank failed to charge to full capacity. They were less than stellar with their customer service, so I resorted to just taking it apart and, as Tim Allen would say, rewiring it. So here's the end result, and I'm happy to say it really is a better and improved version of what I had before. Alright, this used to be the battery bank that was spread out over almost an entire 3/4 of the length of the bottom of the box. What I did was I took the original battery bank apart, found the bad cells, wired in new bad cells, new cells, and reconfigured the shape of the pack, so I tucked it all into this corner you see right here. That enabled me to get a new charge controller, which tucks in real nice down here. I moved the inverter that was up here down to here, freeing up room up here for other essentials. This is a 250-watt inverter, very nice. It does a lot of nice things. It'll power things that you would need in an emergency situation. Obviously, it's not going to power your hair dryer or your 600 or 700-watt half-inch drill or something like that, but it will provide lighting. It will provide essentials for charging devices that you would use or need in a survival situation. Up here I've mounted the solar panel, Sunlink's panel, very nicely tucked in here. Plug it into the side right there. Runs into the charge controller. You're charging without having to deal with a whole bunch of things. The space also opened up for another SOL survival kit. Not a bad kit. This is really not a bad kit. Definitely keep you alive for a few days in an emergency situation. So, sorry about that. What else did I do? I decided that in a survival situation, light is always an issue. I mean, if you can't see in the night and you don't know what you're dealing with, and I've said that before, I added one of those 300,000 MCD LEDs right there. But you don't see it? What do you mean you don't see it? See it now? So, what was involved with that was putting a power switch and an activation switch. Because this is a 12-volt system, these LEDs are 3.7 max. Trust me, I know for a fact because I've fried one and the smell is not really nice. So, and put a buck voltage reducer right there. So everything, you come off the power output of the converter, run into the buck reducer, and then to your light. Works every time. Just some ideas. Okay, so here we have our gun case survival kit, and as you can see, I've had a couple of items here. I've got a power cutoff switch right there, on off. I've got a light activation switch right there, and then right up front here you have that, sorry about the focusing, the LED. So let's just see how active or effective this kind of a scenario is. So what we're going to do, we are going to power on the unit, switch on. Okay, so let's go out into the dark. So what I'm going to do, obviously right now it's pretty doggone dark, and I'm not going to hopefully get you too seasick with my camera movement. I've been watching Ebomi's Brandy Brews channel. Had a few beers, so you can't help it when you watch his channel. It's a good channel, you ought to check it out. Anyway, here's some different looks at what this little 1-watt LED light can do. This is down the side of my house. So now let's say you heard a bump in the night and can't find your flashlight, but you got your little kit handy. You got plenty of light. Alright, so let's say, what is the distance? Well, what we were just looking at is probably say about 100 feet. Well, this palm tree I'm going to shine real quick is definitely 100 feet high. There's the top of the tree, and as you can see, It is a long, long, long tree. So, way up there, not bad for a non. I got finishing up on some really aggressive Altoid survival tins. I think those will be interesting. You guys will be for those of you that are really into preparing. I think that there's more to preparing than just carrying a gun on your hip and being able to draw it and fire at will as fast as you can. You got to know what to do in a situation where nobody's shooting at you. So be prepared at all times in many different ways. Also, getting the burners, nature's burners are dropping a little bit out in that desert. Still way too hot to get ballistics gel out there. I've been toying with some ideas of throwing some Talon bullets into 10 mil rounds. I want to see how that does. Got some other ideas flying around. Got a lot of things in the frying pan. It's kind of appropriate out here in the Southwest desert at this time of the year. Anyway, hope you guys didn't get too bored. I just wanted to throw that at you real quick, kind of distract me from what I'm kind of dealing with right now. Appreciate you watching. Again, as always, if any questions, any comments, fire them my way. And you know it. Be fun. Be safe.